Hi everybody, welcome to the Crone Zone, conversation with the Ancients. Today's conversation is going to be, my name is Priscilla. I'm a light worker, a channel, and a crone. And before we get started, I want to introduce my friend Heather, who's going to pull some cards of the day.
Hi, I'm Heather, and I'm a psychic medium, tarot card, and also I see ghosts sometimes. Okay, so I'm shuffling.
What are the cards you're doing today?
Oh, thank you. The cards I'm doing today are the Starseed Oracle deck. There we go.
Rebecca Campbell. Beautiful.
Yeah, Rebecca Campbell did them. I'm trying to see that. Anyway, while I was shuffling, these three cards came out, so we'll just use them. I mean, they just fell out. So the first card is protection, and it's call back your power, and cut the cords of things that you don't need anymore. And it's your soul retrieval that you're trying to do.
Right. Bringing back our power.
Right. And the next one is mother. And how can you mother yourself? I mean, everybody's good at mothering everybody else, but they forget to mother
themselves. That's true. Self-care is important.
Yes. And the third card was Keeper of the Earth. And you are not alone. You're not just the only keeper. Ancient ancestors are there alongside of you. So please know that you're not alone, and take care of yourself.
We have guides and angels all around us all the time, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We do. Well, I've been researching Crone Wisdom in the last week, as you can imagine. And it seems that the crone is an archetype that comes from the Middle East, Greece, and the Balkans. The archetype is a pattern of instinctual behavior that is in the collective unconsciousness, universal throughout all cultures and individuals. In the Paleolithic era, 30,000 to 10,000 BC, the goddess was revered as one, all-encompassing goddess, birth, death, and rebirth. As the patriarchy began to rise after 7,000 BC, the mother goddess became three aspects.
She was a triple goddess, and she's been a triple goddess for about 20 to 30,000 years. You have the maiden, which means youth. You have the mother, which is love and creation. And you have crone, which is death and the end of cycles. The crone represents wisdom, inner knowledge, intuition, the cycle of life, which, as you said, birth, life, and death. She's just basically the human experience. And she's the keeper of our knowledge and our wisdom. And it comes from living through things like love, sorrow, hope, and fear. She's the part of us that has no fear, and she feels empowered to act with intentional desire.
She's learned these secrets of life and death through her experience and emerged wise and confident. She's a symbol of innate wisdom.
Yes, and they say that you're looking at years 50. You can't be a crone until you're 50, or you're postmenopausal. That's what it takes. You are no longer doing that. So you automatically are the healer, the elder priestess of the goddess, the grandmother. Grandmother not like we use it. Grandmother like grandmother. And that's a special. It's just like great grandmother. And it's not great grandmother, it's great grandmother. It's three separate things, and so she is considered a mother, but she's a grandmother. Okay? She's somebody that doesn't speak very often, But you really want to hear what she says, because what she says is usually very important.
Do you remember your grandmother and how you would sit at her feet and listen to the stories that she would tell? The older women in my family, particularly, were really good storytellers.
Yeah.
And my grandmother and my great aunts had fascinating stories and fascinating experiences throughout their life that they shared.
Can you imagine how much you learned from their stories?
Oh, I did. I learned tons from their stories. The crone reemerged in our consciousness in the 80s, and today women are remembering that connection. Those of us that are flower children and hippies from the late 60s, early 70s, we're restarting our path into compassion, unconditional love, peace, joy, sharing. It's our time, ladies. This is the time we came here for. I do believe this. We are educating our younger women, our children and grandchildren, to step into the power of their croneness, even if they're not 50.
Yes. We are beginning to embrace the wisdom, the compassion, the transformation, healing, laughter, and bodiness. It's beginning to show up now. We're coming
We're pretty
along.
good at being body.
That's because we're crones.
We are crones.
The ancient Crone archetype strengthens our confidence in ourselves through age accumulation of knowledge, insight and intuitions, and allowing us to stand up for our own rights. And if you notice, there's a lot more women standing up for their rights.
There's a lot more these days, and it's going to continue because we have moved out of that age of Pisces that was the divine masculine into the divine feminine of the age of Aquarius.
Yes.
So feminine power is going to continue to grow and grow, and someday, I don't know if it's going to be in our lifetimes or not, there should be a nice balance between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And the world will, have 10,000 years of peace?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
I would too, especially what's going on. So
I found a poem called The Crone Call that I would like to read to you. I am the silence of midnight and black velvet skies. I am the shadow of vision that tempers your eyes. I am the darkness of secrets that draw the veil thin, coldness of winter that shakes on your skin. I am grandmother, weaver, enchantress, and crone, the knowledge of justice that strikes at the bone. Destruction is mine when its time comes to be, death to the living who all come to me. Mine is the hand of the spinning of fates, mine is the passage between life's fragile gates. I am the giver of magical sight, I am the slight sliver of waning moonlight. I am the branch of ageless worn trees. Hear my voice and know me. I am the raven that flies through the woods. Black silken wings open up to the sky. Bearer of closure, competition, and truth. Dreamscapes and banshee am I. Mine is the wisdom that comes in the dark. Mine is the dying that calls to your flesh. Mine are the hidden remains of your heart. Mine is the mist that will take your last breath. Give unto me what is old and outworn, and I will return it, new life reborn. Give me your sorrows, your sadness, your grief, and in the dark hour I will give thee relief. I am the giver of death and rebirth. Mine are the last things before they are first. See me in the shadows and in the dark sea. I am the crone. Hear my voice and know me. Author unknown.
that's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
And all
Brings
these,
tears to my eyes each time I read it.
and all these things prove to crone is not a bad word. Crone is a good thing to be. So I hope you all join us in being crones.
Yes.
The next show we'll be discussing channeling, think somebody asked about channeling, so we'll...
Last week someone asked about channeling, so
Yes.
we're going to do an entire segment on channeling.
Yeah, and there are different types, and there's safety, and you need to use discernment when you're working with it. So we'll discuss all those things next week.
If anybody has any questions, please write them down over here in the chat room, and we'll be happy to answer any Crone questions you might have tonight, or even questions about, think about your questions that you want for channeling, and be sure and write those up for next week.
And if you'd like us to do particular subjects, we'd love for you to write those too.
Absolutely. Will you do us some more cards?
Sure. I'm going to use a new deck today. This one is called Angel Message, and you see how pretty they are.
Excuse me, card cam.
Anyway, this is the outside from each one. And you'll also notice there's 3 different colors. That's because this deck is divided into 3 parts. You have the angel messages. You have timing. Is it a good time? When is a good time? And this is just mostly yes and no answers. But we don't need those 2 today. Let's find out what the angel's message to us is. Well, that one stays out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That jumped out, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, and I like it when they jump out because I know that's the card I'm supposed to have.
Yep.
So, if you believe, a second card, look for a sign. And we're going to do a 3-card reading, which includes I can't remember. Present, past, future. The easy one. And let go. So, the first card says, if you believe. Well, yeah, if you believe, that's in the past. That's something you're building up to. And as you progress, you believe more. And now you're looking for a sign. It says look for a sign. You're looking for a sign of what to do next. Is the time right? So look for those signs. Ask for those signs, and you'll see them.
Ask your guides. Your guides can't help us if you don't help you if you don't ask. So if you're looking for a sign, ask for them to be specific. Tell them what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But
So-
ask.
And the last one is let go. In other words, if they're telling you to do something and you don't think you can do it, let go and do it anyway.
Like
Because you'll
starting
find it
your own
works.
YouTube channel
Right.
when you don't want to. We're following our bliss, and I think we're going to have fun.
Yes. So that was the word.
We
from
have
the
a
Angel
question
card.
out there. How can one tell a sign?
You want to do that?
Sure.
Okay.
When I'm looking for a sign, I ask for something specific, like something I could hear on the radio, like the word angel, or I want to see a feather in front of me, 3 feathers in the next 3 days, or a feather in the next 3 days. I ask for specifics like that, or anything else you can think of?
I know I was told to look for 1111 and then try to remember what was going on when I saw that number. Yeah, change. So, because that would be important to remember. So,
Sorry about that. I'm going to get used to these buttons one of these days.
I do worse. You're better.
It's all new to us, and I hope you all don't mind these silly relapses or these silly lapses. I'm sure it's going to continue as we get more familiar with what you're doing, what we're doing. On the next show, let's see. I just want to say thank you for joining us, and I'm sending enlightenment, unconditional love, unity, consciousness, energy out there. I know this world is in a mess right now, but try to ignore the chaos and just send love Love is the energy of the planet, of the universe. That is our vibration. Send that out instead of worry, fear, and hate, and we'll see a much nicer place a lot faster than going to war all the time. Right?
Okay, right. And if you enjoyed this, please push like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
We'll see you next time.